Rajdeep Sardesai, when the Prime Minister from the ramparts of the Red Fort says, I need your help to fight three evils. And when he talks of three evils, he says it's corruption, it's dynasty politics of Parivarvad, and it's Tushtikaran, appeasement. Is he trying to put the opposition on the back foot? Is he taking this war into the opposition camp?
You know, Gaurav, it clearly suggests that while the Prime Minister's speech was partly about rising India, Amrit Kal and 2047, India 2047, it was also an election speech with a clear eye on the 2024 elections. Because if you see over the last month in particular, ever since this opposition India alliance has been forged, the Prime Minister has been attacking them on these very three fronts. He accuses them of Parivarvad, he accuses them of Bhrashtachar, and he accuses them of Tushtikaran. So these are the three planks, Gaurav, that the Prime Minister has used to attack his opponents. And he used the platform of the Red Fort to repeat that attack on them while invoking this whole notion that the people of this country, Mere Parivarjan, are his family. And virtually suggesting that if India had to remain a rising India where the middle class, the farmers, the Garib benefited, then re-elect me. You see, so it was part of an election campaign speech, Gaurav, that the Prime Minister used this occasion to in a way kickstart once again his campaign for 2024. He believes these are the three weaknesses of the opposition, and he sees somewhere his strengths in providing what he calls a stable government committed to Vikas, the word he kept using time and again, a development-oriented India, almost suggesting that if you elect the opposition, then India's development will be stalled. This is the binary under which Mr. Modi operates. Vote for the opposition, India won't develop. Vote for me, I will build a stable, prosperous India. Now, you know, this is how the debate is likely to shape in an election year, clearly suggesting that Mr. Modi is aware of the challenge the opposition poses by the kind of alliance that they've forged, but also some would argue the confidence that he has in personalizing the rise of India with the personality of Modi. Okay. He used his own name about 8 or 9 times, spoke in the third person, in the belief that the people of India have trust in the idea not just of India, but the idea of Modi as their leader. That's the kind of politics that Mr. Modi plays, personalizing it and identifying himself with this idea of a rising India.
We will discuss these aspects threadbare, but three points. One, when he's talking about taking the war, when he talks about declaring war on the evil of corruption, Parivarvad, dynasty politics, for the family, of the family, by the family, and Tushtikaran, appeasement. Does this, Rahul Srivastav, put the opposition on a sticky wicket? Are these aspects the Achilles heel of India's opposition alliance?
Yes, Gaurav. If you see dynastic element, Parivarvad, yes, it's true about a lot of components of India. Tushtikaran, it's a charge that the BJP has always leveled against them. Corruption, it's a charge that the government has created and added to over the last few years. Because if pre-2014, there were a lot of these ghotalas that Prime Minister Narendra Modi talked about, कि लाखों करोड़ के घोटाले थे, भ्रष्टाचार का राक्षस, समृद्ध देश की तिजोरी नहीं, समृद्ध देश से तिजोरी नहीं भरती है, सामर्थ्य बढ़ता है. The government has added to that with ED, CBI hounding virtually every political opponent's leaders or the political opponent party top bosses. Now, so I think that's the mainstay. That's the mainstay, and that's what I said, that what Prime Minister Modi did, that in a appeal for re-election, he has connected a political agenda of his to the administrative element. That if you if you fall for X, Y, Z, then you will have problems of this kind. One thing which I wanted to point out, it's not only a vote for me element. There is also a sense of defense, Gaurav. One realization that the urban middle classes and others do feel left out as far as the entire exercise or administrative exercise of this government is concerned. very interesting point made that there will policy soon for the urban home, urban poor and those who are aspiring to get a home,
Yes.
and there will be a bank relief. Very important point, because that's one issue that one feels that has been left addressed in the last 9 years. Second,
The
very importantly,
Vishwakarma. Okay,
price
go
is
on,
a
sir.
very big issue, Gaurav, in this country today. And Prime Minister said inflation is being imported. So that's one more defense in his attempt to create a positive energy for his re-election.